Jim.
Yeah, just a quick question. You said earlier in your comments that the president has been incredibly tough on Russia.
Mm-hmm.
How is that possible? He has made comment after comment over the course of the campaign, the transition, where he defended Vladimir Putin. He had an interview with Bill O'Reilly where when he was asked, Vladimir Putin's a killer, he said, well, America hasn't been that much better in this regard. Also, to me it seems, and I think to a lot of Americans it seems, that this president has not been tough on Russia. How can you say that?
Because I just walked through. I think there's a difference between the president wanting to have an understanding of how a good relationship with Russia can help us defeat ISIS and terrorism throughout the world. Look, the Obama administration tried to have a reset with Russia. They failed. They tried to tell Russia not to invade Crimea. They failed. This president understands that it's in America's national and economic interests to have a healthy relationship. If he has a great relationship with Putin and Russia, great. If he doesn't, then he'll continue on. But he's not going to just assume that because it wasn't able to happen in the past. I think you've seen with Prime Minister Abe in particular and others that the reset that Prime Minister Netanyahu has talked about tomorrow, so many of these countries from around the globe are looking forward to resetting the relationships that this country has with them, that they feel as though that they were abandoned over the last 8 years, and that they are excited about the prospect of a new U.S. relationship under a Trump administration. But with respect to Russia, I think the comments that Ambassador Haley made at the UN were extremely forceful and very clear that until they leave...
Haley, not the president.
She speaks for the president. I speak for the president. All of us in this administration, and so all of the actions and all of the words in this administration are behalf and at the direction of this president. So I don't think we could be any clearer on the president's commitment. Katie Pavlich.
Just a quick little follow-up, because I haven't had any follow-ups, or questions in a while, but anyway. The other question is, just getting back to what was asked a few moments ago about trust and being misled. Are you saying that the National Security Advisor was intentionally misleading the president, the vice president, yourself, when he made these comments to you about that conversation?
The trust is given by the president. It's a relationship between he and any individual. And so, as I mentioned in the comments, maybe it was because, I don't know that it was intentional, he may have just forgotten, but I think at some point, trust isn't just a trust.
Weird thing to forget, though, in a conversation when you
but
talk
that's the
about
point, Jim, is that at some point that trust eroded to a point where the president did not feel comfortable with him serving in that position and asked for and received his resignation. Katie Pavlich.
On the trust issue and eroding of trust, last night in General Flynn's resignation letter, he said he inadvertently briefed the vice president-elect and others with incomplete information.
Right.
Considering his role in advising the president on national security matters, is the White House concerned that he maybe briefed the president-elect, vice president-elect with incomplete information on other matters of national security in addition to his phone calls with the Russian ambassador?
When you look at the team, it's not one person in isolation, Katie. It's several. You've got General Kelly on the Homeland Security front, General Mattis on the DOD front. He's got an entire national security staff and apparatus that briefs him. Director Pompeo at the CIA and others from the DNI's office that come in and brief him on a whole host of issues. So it's not a single position. Regardless of whether it's a single situation, it's not as though there's one person briefing him. And the president synthesizes a lot of information, both written and stuff that is briefed to him, and ultimately is he who makes that decision based a lot on what he already knows, what he is presented with. So the president gets information from a lot of people, generals, admirals, people in the military community, ambassadors, people in the State Department, an exhaustive team at the National Security Council, and then makes an ultimate decision based on that and what he already knows to be the case.
Sean.